Okay, today I want us to do a couple things. Really, I want us to talk about very practically when we begin to incorporate and understand and incorporate this skill of differentiation. We find ourselves just moving progressively more and more and more on the journey of full maturity to live and love like Jesus, for that to be second nature. And so we're going to see how Jesus does this, but I want to give you a couple statements just to kind of further help you digest, understand, and hopefully begin to apply the skill of differentiation. And it happens as you begin to more deeply embrace the goal of spiritual maturity. So if you've embraced this goal, all of life becomes an amazing adventure into God's kingdom purposes. If you've not embraced this goal, then your own kingdom will consume you, dominate you, and probably frustrate you, and you will be marked by reactive behavior. So think about that. Would anybody say that I am reactive? Can you recognize that? Now, don't let that be a condemning thing. Just let it be a I am or I'm not. Well, I am kind of reactive. Okay, just own it. If you embrace the goal and journey toward maturity, you will discover this is the access to God's blessings. This is the benefits. You'll discover an abiding peace that comes from a growing walk with Jesus, and a joy that is not dependent on circumstances, but simply on Christ. And your life will be marked by non-reactive, proactive behavior. Your life will be marked by being proactive, not reactive. Healthy maturity is marked by the ability to differentiate ourselves from others and the circumstances around us. It's proactive, not reactive. The person who has the ability to differentiate can maintain their own sense of identity, thoughts, and emotional composure while staying connected to others, even in the midst of conflict and anxiety-producing circumstances. You seeing the difference? Seeing the difference? Let's take last week's subject matter of lex talionis. That's Latin for the law of retaliation. That's what John talked on last week. Did a great job. Thank you, sir. Let's just reprise that a little bit. Let's think about that. Jesus said, "You've heard it said to the people. You've heard it said. You've heard that it was said." I wanted to get it exact. Eye for eye and tooth for tooth. That's the law of retaliation, lex talionis. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If someone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. If someone wants to sue you and take your shirt, hand over your coat as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with them 2 miles. Give to the one who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you. There's our text. So let's think about that a little bit. Jesus, what is he doing? He's saying, don't be in the face of challenging people. Don't be reactive. Be proactive. He's saying, don't resort to fight or flight, reactivity. Both of those. Fight. Someone slaps you on the right cheek. Punch him back. Take him down. Give him the what for. Get your pound of flesh. Right? He's not saying be reactive like that. Or he's not saying cower, run away, hide. That's also reactivity. He says turn, face them, have your own sense of identity, and treat them with dignity, but put dignity in front of them. I want to share just a couple stories from my own life that are, me giving the best shot at this. And what was amazing to me is one of these stories is, how old is it? It's 50 years old. Really? It's a 50-year-old story? Wow, how old are you anyhow? I was 16 years old. Well, let me go back a year. I was 15 years old as a sophomore in high school. I was in wood class and was unredeemed. Did not have any relationship with Jesus. I knew who Jesus was. My family, were church attenders, but I did not have a transformed relationship with Jesus. And I was in wood shop, and I was building some speakers for a friend, and I was getting ready to put on. I think I was putting on some veneer, and so I was putting on. I was smearing around glue on this side of the speaker, getting ready to apply some veneer to it. And a guy named Kurt, he was a junior, I was a sophomore, comes up. He's got his Letterman's jacket on. He's cool. He's Mr. Cool. He was a cool dude. And he just leans into me, right? I mean, literally leans into me. He's pressing into me while I'm working. And he's saying, "Lise, what you doing over here, Lise?" I don't know what his motivation was, but he was cramping my style. And I said, "Back off, Kurt." And he just didn't back off. He continued to literally push up against me. So I turned with glue-covered hands, and I put them on his Letterman's jacket, and I just smeared the glue into Letterman's jacket and shoved him back. He thought that was wonderful. No, actually, he smacks me. Bam! Smacks me. Well, I smack him back, and we're going at it. And in the scuffle, I'm fortunate enough to get a headlock on him. And so I've got his head pinned between my arm and my chest, and I am just firing away. I'm just giving punch, punch, punch until the teacher pulls me off of him. Now, I was, to his credit, my nose was bleeding. Of course, in those days, I could thump my nose and it would bleed. So, but still, it looked pretty bad because I got blood all over. He doesn't have blood on him except for mine. But the next day, my nose has stopped bleeding, but he's got the biggest shiner. I remember he and I being in the cafeteria waiting in line for lunch to get our lunch, and the football coach came up, and I'm right behind him. I'm like, maybe there might be one person between us. And I don't know if the coach knew or not, but he said, "Kurt, what happened to you?" And he had to say, "Lise hit me." I just felt so good about myself that I just whooped up on an upperclassman. So that was lectelianos. That was the law of retaliation. I just, I gave him what I thought he deserved. I just got him back. I just, didn't put up with his stuff. That's kind of our flesh. But contrast that now with me. Over that summer, I come to Jesus. I come to a relationship with Jesus. And the next year, one of Kurt's great friends was a guy named Randy. And we were all in PE together. We were playing volleyball, and I had just gotten an afro. Can you imagine me with an afro? I had just got an afro. I don't know why I did that, but it was kind of cool. So I got all these, golden locks, fuzzy hair, and Randy says something snide about my hair. And I respond back. I don't even know what I said, but I just responded back. And we were doing co-ed volleyball with the girls' PE team as well. And the girls all laugh at my comment back to Randy. Again, I can't remember what it was. But it was, funny to the girls, probably made him feel something less than, superior to me in that moment. In the locker room, we're changing clothes. I'm in my skivvies, and Randy comes in and literally just sucker punches me. I didn't see it coming. Just came in and wham! I spin around, caught myself on the lockers, and turn and face Randy and say, Randy, I can imagine that you felt like I tried to embarrass you or insult you. I apologize. That was not my intention. What do you want us to do about it? He was a bit dumbfounded. I think he was thinking, we're going to get into this. Lisa's going to hit me back and I'm going to tear him to shreds. And he had probably about 20 pounds on Kurt. And again, another upperclassman. He probably could have torn me to shreds. For multiple reasons, I took the right path that day. But as I stood my ground, looked him in the eye, he did not hit me on the right cheek or on the left cheek. He heard me as an equal, taking ownership for my part, making amends for my part, but standing my ground, and turned and walked away. I think that's what Jesus is talking about. He's not talking about being reactive. He's talking about being proactive. Something happened pretty fabulous in my spirit over that summer and in that first probably 6-7 months of walking with Jesus. Already, I was beginning to differentiate between my flesh and my spirit. What was right, what was wrong, what was good, and what was evil. Today, just allow Jesus to arise within you and to help you scan maybe the history of your own life and ask yourself, where have I been reactive? And is the Spirit drawing me to a greater level of awareness, kingdom awareness, that I might choose in the power of His Spirit to be proactive, to be kind, respectful, and stand my ground. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. God bless.